So dear student, today we are going to see that how the temperature of a conductor is related to the resistance of a conductor. Means we are going to discuss a temperature coefficient of resistance and resistivity. So you know that whenever we increase the temperature, either if for a metal with the increase of temperature the resistance will increase, resistivity will increase, and for the semiconductor if we increase the temperature then resistivity decrease and resistance decreases. So they are the two terms which we have discussed earlier in the previous video. Now today a new term is arise, that is a temperature coefficient of resistance and temperature coefficient of resistivity. So what is that? Temperature coefficient of resistance simply relates the temperature of a conductor with the resistance of a conductor. Now let's see how. Suppose there is a conductor, metallic conductor, at T1 temperature. It can be anything, it can be room temperature, it can be 0 degree. So it is the initial temperature. The initial temperature is T1. At that time the resistance of the conductor is say R1. Okay, let me assume that. Now we heat up the conductor by any means, by flowing current or by any means we provide a energy to the conductor, so the temperature is going to increase. So in a final position the temperature is T2. The temperature is T2 and resistance is R2. Okay. Now we want to relate this thing. We want to relate this change. Here the change in temperature is T1 minus T2. Sorry, T2 minus T1. Here the change is T2 minus T1. And the change in resistance is R2 minus R1. Okay, the change in resistance is R2 minus R1. That is the final temperature minus initial temperature, final resistance minus initial resistance. So we are going to relate this change. Okay, now tell me one thing. If this is a change of resistance, so would this change represent dependent on the change of temperature or not? If the change of temperature is more, there will be more change of resistance. Okay, if the change of temperature is more, there would be more change of resistance. So we can write R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to the change of temperature, that is the T2 minus T1. Okay. Now the second thing, if the R2 minus R1, that is the change of resistance, is directly proportional to R1, means initial resistance. If initial resistance is more, the change of resistance is more. If the initial resistance is less, the change of resistance is less. So we can say that the R2 minus R1 or change of resistance is directly proportional to the initial resistance R1. Now we can write that R2 minus R1 is directly proportional to the T2 minus T1 into R1. And whenever we remove the proportionality, we have a new constant called alpha, and this is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance. This is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance, a constant. So here we can substitute the value here, alpha equal to R2 minus R1 upon T2 minus T1. That is the mathematical formula. Now we can interpret this result. We can interpret this result, or this temperature coefficient of resistance relate the change of temperature and the change of resistance. So what does it say? With the unit rise of change of temperature, how much fractional change of resistance with respect to original resistance has take place? With the unit rise of change of temperature, how much change of temperature with respect to original or initial resistance has takes place? That is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay. So here this is known as the fractional change of resistance. And so with the increase, with the 1 degree rise of change of temperature, how much fractional change of resistance has been taken place? So that is given by the coefficient of temperature of resistance is given by alpha. Now we will be talking about the dimension of the alpha. What is the dimension? Means what is the SI unit? So for SI unit we have to see. Now here alpha equal to del R upon R into T2 minus T1. Now del R, the change of resistance, the unit of that is ohm, and the unit of R1 is also ohm, and the unit of change of temperature is per degree Celsius. So SI unit will be ओम से ओम कैंसिल हो जाएगा एंड 1/डिग्री सेल्सियस, और वी कैन से SI यूनिट विल बी सेल्सियस इनवर्स डिग्री. ओके, सो और यू कैन से सेल्सियस degree inverse. Okay, that is the its SI unit. Now this equation here I have written down, this forms a equation. Okay, so let me form a equation. So I am rubbing this. Now alpha equal to R2 minus R1 upon R1 into T2 minus T1. Cross multiplying it, R1 T2 minus T1 into alpha equal to R2 minus R1. Send back R1 to the LHS. So R1 plus R1 into T2 minus T1 into alpha equal to R2, or take the R1 common. So 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1 equal to R2. That is the governing equation. Okay, that is the governing equation. On the basis of that we can write the we can solve some numericals also. Okay, so that is the governing equation that you have to remember, and don't mug up this thing. You have to understand this thing carefully. After that we are going to solve some of the numericals. Okay, so we are going to solve some of the numericals on the temperature coefficient of resistance. And look student, one more thing I want to tell you, that so what our result is, R2 equal to R1 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. Okay, since we know that resistance is proportional to the resistivity, so in place of resistance we can also write resistivity rho 2 is equal to rho 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. Okay, so that thing we can also write. In this case, this alpha will be the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay, now see in your exercise page number 127, a question is given 3.5, fifth question. At room temperature 27 degrees Celsius, means initially the conductor is placed at the room temperature whose temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. The resistance of a heating element is 100 ohm, means at the room temperature the resistance is 100 ohm. What is the temperature of an element? What is the temperature of an element if the resistance is found to be 117 ohm? Means at particular temperature T2, at particular temperature they are asking the temperature T2 if R2 is 117 ohm, given that the temperature coefficient of the material of the resistor is 1.70 into 10 raised to power minus 4 degrees inverse Celsius. So in this question, suppose this is a conductor, this is a conductor, they are giving the R1 and T1, and here they are giving the R2 and T2 is asked. So this T2 is asked, and we know the relationship R2 equal to R1 1 plus alpha into T2 minus T1, and the value of alpha is given. The value of alpha is given. It is 1.70 into 10 raised to power minus 4 degree Celsius inverse. Okay, so that is the value of alpha. Now we can employ make this equation. Okay, we can apply this equation. So here R2 equal to R1 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. Okay, so R2 is 117, R2 is 100, R1 they have given the value of R1 is 100 ohm, R2 is 117 ohm, T1 is 27 degrees Celsius, and T2 they have asked. So this thing they have asked. So 117 minus 100, okay, sorry, 117 equal to 100 1 plus alpha and T2 minus T1. So alpha, the value is given 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4. Oh, I have to rub it. Okay, so now you can write freely into T2. T2 they have asked, and T1 the value is given 27 degrees Celsius. Now this equation we have to solve. So 117 divided by 100 equal to 1 plus alpha. Alpha the value is 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4. T2 minus 27. Okay, transferring 1 to this side, so 117 upon 100 minus 1 equal to 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 into T2 minus 27. So this will be the 17 upon 100 into 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 equal to T2 minus 27. Now you can solve it. So here 1 upon of it 1 upon 100 into 10 raised to power minus 5 equal to T2 minus 27. So here it will become minus 1000 equal to T2 minus 27, or T2 equal to 1000 plus 27, which is equal to 1027 degree Celsius. So that is the final temperature that they have asked. So that is a very simple formula based question. Okay, now question number 3.6. A negligibly small current is passed through a wire of length 15 meter. Oh, this question is not that. Okay, question number 3.7. Now a silver wire has a resistance of 2.1 ohm at 27.5 degrees Celsius. So there is a conductor, there is a silver wire whose initial temperature and resistance has been given. Initial temperature is 27.5 degrees Celsius. At that temperature resistance is 2.1 ohm. Okay, and at a resistance 2.7 ohm at 100 degrees Celsius, and final temperature, not that final, excuse me. Okay, so question number 3.7. A silver wire has a resistance of 2.1 ohm at 27.5 degrees Celsius. So here they have given the initial resistance and temperature. Initial resistance is 2.1 ohm and initial temperature is 27.5 degrees Celsius, and a resistance of 2.7 ohm at 100 degrees Celsius. Now the final temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. At that final temperature resistance is 2.7 ohm. Now we have to find the temperature coefficient alpha of the silver. So firstly we have to write the given data. Okay, question number 3.7 of your exercise. Firstly we have to write the given data. 3.7. R1 is 2.7 ohm. T1 is 27.5 degrees Celsius. R2 is 2.1 ohm here. R2 is 2.7 ohm. T2 is 2.7 ohm, and T2 is 100 degrees Celsius. Now what is the equation? Equation is R2 equal to R1, or we can write it here like that, 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. This is our equation. So R2 is 2.7 equal to R1 is 2.1, and 1 plus alpha we have to find, and T2 is 100 and T1 is 27.5. Now we have to find the alpha, and this can be done very easily. So 2.7 divided by 2.1 equal to 1 plus alpha 100 minus 27.5. Okay, so here 0.27 to 3 9 is 27, so 9 by 7. Okay, the 1 comes here, so 9 by 7 minus 1 equal to alpha 100 minus 27.5. So 100 minus 30 is 70, so 72.5 into 2.5. Okay, so here 2 by 7 equal to alpha into 72.5, and alpha equal to, finally alpha equal to 2 by 7 into 1 upon 72.5. So it can be find out very easily. So I am using calculator, you have to not use a calculator. So 2 by 7 divided by 72.2.5, and the answer is alpha is 3.94 into 10 raised to power minus 3 degree Celsius inverse. That is our answer. Okay, if there is any calculation mistakes, please tell me, comment in the comment box. Now question number 3.8, it is also depend upon the same concept. A heating element using nichrome. Okay, so there is a heating element. Heating element means the heater which we are using, or so the heating element using nichrome connected to a 230 volt supply. So there is a heating element, and which uses a nichrome, a wire nichrome, and that is connected to a 230 volt supply line, and at that condition it draws an initial current of 3.2 ampere. Means initially the current is the heating element is connected to a voltage supply whose potential difference is 230 volt, and at that time it is drawing a current of 3.2 ampere. Means here they are not giving the directly the initial resistance, but they are giving resistance in the terms of potential difference in current, and we know that potential resistance equal to V upon I according to the Ohm's law. Now which 3.2 ampere which settles after few seconds to steady value of 2.8 ampere. Means initially the heating element draws the 3.2 ampere current, and finally after some time the steady state of current has been reached and it is drawing the 2.8 ampere of current. What is the steady temperature of the heating element? So they are asking the T2 temperature, steady temperature of the heating element if the room temperature. So they are giving the T1, that is the room temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Temperature coefficient, the value is given is 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 degrees Celsius. So this question basically directly they are not giving the resistance, but indirectly they have given. So there is something heating element. Okay, so the potential difference is 200. Potential difference is 230 volt. I1 and I2 they are giving. I1 is 3.2 ampere and I2 is 2.8 ampere, 0.8 ampere, and T1 they are giving 27 degrees Celsius, and T2 they have asked, and alpha they have given. Alpha is 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 degrees Celsius. Now we know that R1 will be V upon I1, R2 will be V upon I2. Okay, rest of the thing we can easily do. So V upon I1, which is 230 divided by 3.2, and here 230 divided by 2.8. So 230 divided by 3.2. So R1 is 71.8 ohm and R2 is 230 divided by 2.8. So the value is 82.14 ohm. Okay, so now we have to apply the equation R2 equal to R1 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1, and they have asked T2. R2 we have, R1 we have, so we will put the value 82.14 equal to R1 71.8, 1 plus alpha T2 they have not given, T1 they have given, that is alpha we will substitute later. T1 is 27 degrees Celsius. So 82.14 divided by 71.8 equal to 1 plus alpha T2 minus 27. So 82 0.14 divided by 71.8 minus 1. So this value, after transferring this, finally this is 0.14 equal to alpha T2 minus 27. Now rest of the thing is calculation. Alpha is 1.7. So here 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So 0.14 equal to 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 T2 minus T1. So 0.14 divided by 1.7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 equal to T2 minus 27. 1.7 divided by 10 raised to power minus 4. So this value will be T2 minus 27 is 847 plus 27. So finally we will get T2 is 874.12 degrees Celsius. So simply these numericals are totally formula based numerical. Once you have understand how to put the values, you can get easily the answer. Sometimes the resistance and temperature directly given. Sometimes resistance are given in the form of potential difference and current. So keep it. So I hope you understand. Okay. And if you have any doubt, please ask from the WhatsApp group we have made for you. Thank you.